Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
The Aussie Suns podcast. Honestly, with me on here, your ratings are going to skyrocket, so much bigger than the Chinese Suns podcast, than Canada's Suns podcast, than, those other countries. They all are great, but your ratings are going through the roof. It's really great to see.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. Well, 50% Aussie Suns Fans podcast. Today, we are here after a magnificent day. It's, 30 degrees in Melbourne, sunny, warm, beautiful. I've got the sunnies going, mainly because I lost my normal glasses. If you're checking us out now, click like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. We are joined today, Hammo. How you going, buddy? My other 50% Aussie person.
Yes, 50%. Proud of it too. No, it was a good day. I was wondering how I was going to feel coming into this cast, but it's good to come in happy for a change. Glad we didn't do it a few days ago.
And of course, we've got two of our favourite guests, Dan Duarte, who's really struggling with the audio right now. So we'll go with Justin. So says Jay. Fan the Flames. How you going, buddy? Welcome.
Boys, what's up, fellas? I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me as always. I'm very, very excited to be on this episode. Hey, and you know what? I don't think I've been on since you've done this. Kudos to you for, not that I don't love that song for your intro, but kudos to you for cutting it down from the full 2.5 minutes, because holy shit, man, it was long for a while.
It was long for a while, it was, and we had to make the change. Dan Duarte, Fanning the Flames, Coast to Coast podcast. How you going, brother? Sent me a message, excited today. Had to be on someone's pod and just wanted to be on ours. Wrapped
Just
up.
had to get it out. Just had to get it out.
What would have been a terrible idea is doing one of our pods. Why would we have done that? We didn't do it.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. I appreciate you saying, hey, yeah, man, jump right on and send me the link right away. This is one of those wins that I just couldn't not do it. I may have Colin Cowherd it if you had not replied back and just done a solo pod. That's how amped up I was. But yeah, man, happy to be here. Couldn't hear you guys there for a second, but yeah, man, excited. Big win.
Was a big win and a big week. So just before we do get stuck into it and talk about it, a disclaimer: we are just Suns fans. We're not part of the media. We just love the Suns and the NBA. So if you are locked on Dubs and you've somehow stumbled in here and are listening to this pod, probably best you turn off now, because clearly we know fuck all. This week's games, let's have a quick look at how this week went. It wasn't looking great at halftime of today's game, but we're fourth in the West still, 18-12 record, 13-3 at home, 2-game win streak. Started the week with a loss to New Orleans, 129-124, but it was a much improved performance from the Suns. Then I think a game that all of us would rather forget against Houston, 111-97 loss. The Clippers, that game was just as big a farce as the loss to Houston, to be brutally honest. And then today's game, which I think we'll probably spend most of our time on, speaking about the main man, Armani mode, Devin Booker. Justin, how did you see this week?
Yeah, it was. I was going to dark places early this week. Remember, last year at the very beginning of the year, we started the season 1-3. I changed my Twitter profile picture to Randy Quaid from Major League 2 when he turns all anti-fan. He's like, whatever, they suck, blah blah. I was like, dude, they're gonna make me do this because I work in extremes. So when I'm happy and I'm go, like, which I've always been somehow. Like, I've never turned full dark. I was close. And then, some of that first Pelicans game, like, drew me back a little bit. I was like, okay, the effort's there. But then that Rockets game, it was, again, garbage. I was like, well, okay, these guys don't care. This is terrible. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going to see them in New York in like 2 weeks. If they're bringing this energy, sweet, thanks, guys, fantastic. But we'll get to it. The week turned out perfect. And look how happy I am. I'm smiling. I'm back to my good old normal self.
I think we're all smiling after today's game. It sort of erases everything that happened in the last 2 weeks. One of our greatest wins, and there's that shirt, undefeated. My shirt also undefeated.
2-0.
I'm 2-0 with the Sunburst as well, and Hammo's got his knockoff jersey. He's fucking 2-0 as well.
That's
not bad.
Pretty
Hammo,
good looking knockoff.
It's pretty good. Hammo, how was your week? How'd you see it?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, it's really, I'm glad we weren't podding a couple of days ago because it feels totally different now. It's a good way to finish off the week and roll into next week. Pretty happy. Like you said, the game against the Rockets was terrible. The game against the Clippers was pretty much just as bad, but we crawled away with it. But today was a really good game, man, to come back from the deficit that we had to be able to get back to where we did without having to go to OT again. It's pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy at the end of the week.
Dan.
Oh man, I'm ecstatic. I was on with you guys last weekend, and I think I said 1-3 was my prediction for this week, just because of how weird everything was. Devin Booker getting hurt. I'm surprised he came back as quickly as he did, to be quite honest with you. But I'm glad he did, man. He's that hamstring looked just fine today. I mean, he was literally doing it all. I think if it was bothering him, it was at the goddamn free throw line because he missed 5 free throws. He could have had 63 points. I'm glad he came back. Huge, man.
So frustrating. That last pass in went to fucking Chris Paul. And he
that pissed me off.
Give the ball to Book. The fuck's wrong with you? He needed 2 points for 60.
Yeah, look, it was that was really weird though. They were having trouble inbounding the ball, and I'm like, I don't. At that point, I was like, I don't care. Just get it into either one of them so we can ice this game because I didn't want anything fucking weird to happen and have them, blow that game in the last second. That was
and
sucked.
It was funny because I had the tweet all amped up, ready to go. Dan Duarte, so says Jay, they're joining us after a massive 24-point comeback. And it was just before that inbound. And I went, I'm not going to post this just because if I post it, who knows what'll fuck. And they almost turned the ball over in that play as well before CP3 got fouled. So pretty happy I didn't because I would have put the Moz on it. But question for all of you now, was this game of the year for you today?
Meh.
Yes.
Hammo?
Without remembering any other specific game, yeah, probably so far, yeah.
And Justin, you're meh?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Fuck, dude, who am I kidding? Yeah, so far it definitely is. I mean, that was a lot of fun to watch that. The only thing I might compare it to was the opening night game against the Mavs, because I was quite similar. We were down 22 at the beginning of the third in that game and came back and won.
Which carried a similar level of euphoria. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I guess
the other one I reckon that you throw in there is the debut of the Sunburst when we absolutely demolished the Warriors. That was pretty euphoric as well.
That was fun. I was at
that was
game.
good fun.
It was fantastic. But I guess I'm mad at first only because it started to drive me a little crazy about like the way people keep saying that this is a fucking rivalry. I'm sorry. Like, just because we played 2 games back to back and we are undermanned in both of them and we look like garbage in both of them, I don't see how that makes this a rivalry. And just because Avocado thinks
Yeah.
that he's fucking relevant,
The
dude. Like,
rivalries come from the fact that we beat them in the playoffs last year, and Avocado was carrying on like a fucking pork chop.
but you can't just like
And-
declare
and
a
the-
rivalry, right? Like
the
that's
360
not how it
no.
works.
Well,
Hey,
to be
hey,
that's
hey,
a
hold
good
on,
question.
Wait a minute. Wait, so I guess my biggest rival on the golf course is Tiger Woods, right? That I can just declare that, and it's now a thing.
Well,
Right?
Boyd says
No?
right now it's a rivalry.
No, that's a ridiculous comparison, Justin. Seriously?
That
Did
is
you
a
really say
ridiculous
that?
comparison. You haven't actually played against Tiger Woods yet.
Didn't I say
I mean,
earlier
fair enough
that I
if
work
you
in
played against
extremes?
Tiger
Calm
Woods.
down. The same logic applies. It's
You know,
one
in
thing.
fairness,
at least have to-
Tiger Woods has
you at
So are
least
you
have to play
suggesting?
it,
Hold
Justin.
on, wait. I want to know
Always.
then, Daniel. Are you suggesting that this is a rivalry that the Suns have with the Pelicans?
It's more of a rivalry than you and Tiger Woods, absolutely.
No, but it's a yes. It's a yes or no.
okay.
We're not working in degrees here.
It
Hey,
is.
Don't
It
fucking
is.
call me.
It
Don't
is
call
right
me
now.
right now.
Oh, I'm
It
not.
kinda
I'm gonna
is
say.
right now.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, it is a rivalry.
Okay, then that's fair. If you think it's a rivalry, then my logic does not apply. But if you
They're
do
not-
not
they're
think
not
it's a
our biggest
rivalry, the
rivalry,
same
mate.
logic applies.
I
Okay,
think.
so
I
off
think
the
it's a
back of
budding
that,
rivalry. How about that?
it's a budding rivalry. And off the back of that, who's our biggest rival right now? Is it still the Lakers? Or is it the Spurs?
It's the Warriors for me.
I don't
man.
think, dude, I don't think we
Yeah,
have
right.
a biggest rival because we're at the top of the fucking mountain as far as I see it.
Jesus Christ.
Are you telling me that Dallas isn't a rival right now?
Oh yeah, I'll give Dallas a rival.
Because to me, Dallas are our biggest rival right now.
All right, let me.
Pain in the ass.
I agree with you there. It all stems from the Luka Da thing from 2018. But here's what I'll tell you right now. And this is why
I think a lot of it is
Oh,
fed
look at
from the
that.
fact that they like
Paul
to
just
salty
interrupted
people,
me.
and it's okay. I know. What can I say?
Listen, the reason why I call this a rivalry right now, I don't know if you guys are on Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow Devin
Brandon
Booker's
Ingram?
brother. No. Devin Booker's brother, Davon. 16 minutes ago, he just posted the funniest fucking picture ever of Brandon Ingram when he's like 18, and he has this little person on his lap, and he's making out with them. It's fantastic. Go look.
Well,
What?
that's paybacks from Brandon Ingram's carry on. The Aussie Suns Fans podcast, where you see everything.
Oh my god!
It's a fucking rivalry.
Oh man,
That's
rivalry now. Shit.
that's payback.
Well,
surely.
okay, hold on.
That's
For the
payback
record-
surely
For the
from
record, that
Brandon Ingram's
picture
shit.
itself might have.
We're gonna be on
changed my
TMZ
mind.
now. You know that.
Rivalry.
That's why I wanted you to be like, hold on, dude, I gotta show you something.
The Pels are a rival right now. So are the Mavs. The Lakers have always been probably the Suns' biggest rivals. But can you call the Lakers rivals? Can you call them rivals right now because they're fucking terrible?
They haven't beat us in like 2 years. How are they rivals?
I mean, we love
I don't
beating
think-
them, but they're terrible.
Isn't it more of a locational thing?
I feel like that's still like just
Like they're the closest team.
it's like a rivalry by nature, right?
And then
as
we've got-
opposed to
Yeah.
everything else, like the Mavs and the Pelicans to whatever degree are more of a situational rivalry, right? Based on where the teams are right now. Whereas like Hammo saying, it's always going to be an LA Phoenix rivalry regardless of the teams.
And that's a location thing. And you'll find that when the Vegas team comes in, they'll end up a rival to the Suns as well, based on location.
Hell yes, and I'm looking forward to having something new to someone new to look forward to destroying.
Yeah, thank you,
But
Boyd.
right now,
Boyd's
our mate-
like, Dan, stop interrupting Justin's interruptions. Thank you.
Stop talking while Dan is interrupting. I think at the moment our biggest two rivals when you look at Suns Twitter is the Mavs and the Pels.
and our fans.
That's our barometer now. Suns Twitter for everything. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's probably true. It's probably true, especially considering my flog later today. But okay, so basically, you're all. Let's put the 3 games up. Dallas first game, season opener. Golden State Sunburst re-release. Today's win against the Pels. Which one of those 3 was your game of the year, Justin? All right, Justin's drinking. For those on the
I'll still go with the Mavs.
Dan?
I didn't get to.
Today a lot.
I didn't get to give my initial thought. When we were going around earlier, I think it most definitely is, and here's why. Yes, and it was. We've all said up to this point, right? Yes, before tonight, the Mavs win was the biggest win of the season. Just simply because the games, Game 7 and all that shit, and they're playing all the highlights and all the the highlights from that series and shit. So yes, beginning of the season that was a big win, but this has to be the biggest win because of what has happened the last 2 teams. Right? We hit adversity. People were talking shit on us. You got people taking shots at the Suns. Everybody's calling them crybabies because they got mad because Zion did the 360 windmill dunk, whatever. But this win, being down 24 points to this team who had all the confidence in the world and thought they had surpassed you. And let's be real, they've, for now are ahead of us in the standings. Give them that, right? Hey, good for you. However, the Suns, the reason why it's the biggest win thus far is because the Suns showed them what's up. They're like, yeah, hey, guess what? You still got to beat us, guys. Just because you won 2 games in December, I mean, we got that championship pedigree, right? We've been to the finals.
And still undermanned. Still undermanned, 24 down.
Right, dude. Like, we keep forgetting we're not even close to
Not
healthy.
even close to healthy. And
Yes,
we're a piece, and we are reality. Let's be honest. Everyone keeps talking about do a trade, but we're still a piece short.
Yeah,
which will come when the trade
team's
happens.
not done. The team's not complete.
Yeah.
Like
So
no matter
this was
what,
significant.
you can say that about any team, technically, but we know for a fact that this team is not complete as it's structured right now. We know that.
Now, I do agree with Boyd here. Recency bias would suggest today's game. I do agree with that.
See, I'm able to completely eliminate bias from my opinions, though.
I'm actually with you. Today's game was a significant win, but also fucking pointless. A win in December. That win in the season opener against Dallas was
hold on, a
cleansing.
meaningless win in
It was
October?
cleansing.
No, you can't call a meaningless win in December and then.
Hold
I get what
on.
you're saying, though.
Different. It wasn't
the
meaningless.
carryover effect.
It was the carryover of the playoffs.
Okay, fair enough.
Never heard, and this includes when we were getting blown out by the Celtics, which I stayed until the very end of because I wanted to feel that pain. It was still louder because the Celtics were pretty loud at that point. But dude, in that Dallas game at halftime, you could whisper and still hear people. Like you could hear. Like, it was so quiet. Everyone was like, what's happening? This is just the same thing. And then it wasn't, which is why I think that win was much more important.
Yeah. And off the back of that playoff exit, that win was significantly important. I think just for the mindset, especially after what happened over the offseason with the Crowder stuff, the Ayton stuff, all the talk in the media was that Suns Media Day was, the Suns were dead, they're finished, blah, 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 blah. At halftime, all of that shit came out. The Suns are cooked, they're finished. This team, as it stands, is no good. And then all of a sudden, we came back and won that game.
We went on a run to get it, man.
It was great. I'm with you. I'm with you there, Justin. I still have that Dallas game as our win of the year so far. Hammo, which of those?
Yeah, you guys can't always be right,
I'm going to go with today, man.
We are always right.
It's true. It's a fact.
Yeah, I'm going with today, Gav.
Good call, Hammo. And look, a lot of people will. A lot of people will. And but importantly, Dan, as the nominated captains, leaders of both of Fanning the Flames and the Aussie Suns Fans pod, Justin and I will always and forever continue to profess how correct we are.
I'm pretty sure that's in the bylaws, so that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't. You guys
Proceed.
wouldn't be yourselves if you guys weren't always right. So.
I don't know what I'd do with myself.
We're
I
out
don't
now.
know, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh shit!
It'd take out half our shows if we weren't able to say how right we were. All right, who was your player of the week, guys? So 4 games, just to remind everyone what the 4 games were. The loss to New Orleans, the loss to Houston. I think Book missed both of those. The win against the Clippers and the win against New Orleans. Who was our player of the week? Let's start with you, Hammo. You can go first.
I've got it down to 2, and I like to not go completely obvious. I've got Bridges and I've got CP3. Now CP3 because he came back from injury, ailment, whatever the case was. I think he was just taking time to do his diploma, finish it up. CP3 had 6-3-11 against New Orleans, 16-6-7 against Houston, 15-7-13 against the Clippers, and then today 18-5-9. Bridges 27-5-3 against Pelicans, 18-3-3 against Houston, 27-6-0 against the Clippers, and today 15-4-2. Both of them have played really well. I'm going to give it to Bridges because he doesn't always get accolades like he should, in my eyes.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with Hammo there. I can't give it to Bridges after he went 1 for 18 against the Rockets. And I know you mentioned you mentioned he doesn't get the accolades. I've said it before on this podcast. I've said it on my own podcast. I've said it on Fanning the Flames podcast. Mikal Bridges gets the biggest pass I have ever seen from Suns fans.
I've actually got that. I've got that as a topic later on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love him, and I don't want him to play bad. I'm not like the Suns, the Suns fans that like root for DA to do bad just to fill their agenda. I don't. I want Mikal Bridges to turn into Kawhi Leonard or Scottie Pippen or whoever the fuck, right? But I just can't give it to him. I'm going to say it's going to be Devin Booker because the 2 games he missed, we lost, and that just shows his importance to him. And the 2 games he came back, we won. I mean,
damn fair call.
You can't really count Thursday because I've never seen a team take so many games off than the Clippers do. And that was embarrassing on their part on Thursday. And then tonight, I mean, what more can you say about Book tonight, man? He should have had 60 plus. He ended up with 58, and just some of the shot making is just stupid. It's goofy.
Silly.
I mean, I don't. It's silly. Yeah, like how?
Crazy.
How?
That fall away corner 3 that was ruled a 2 and then overturned to a 3.
How did he rule that a 2?
That was
it wasn't
terrible.
even close.
They're NBA referees, man.
I think Book ended up in the first row after he fell away and drained that 3. It was insane.
He hit that nothing but net. Like you didn't even see the net move. That's how good that shot was. And he was unconscious in that third quarter.
And it was a shame. You could tell he got a little tired at the end because I don't think he came out the entire second half, if I'm not mistaken. So
No, he didn't. He played the entire second half. Yeah.
you could tell some of his shots started coming up short, and I'm like, damn it, man. Like, I mean, I was like, man, he might be able to get to 70. He was at 58. He was at 58 with 8 minutes left, dude.
And that was the thing. He got to.
He was
40.
at 55 through 3, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got to.
I think so.
He got to 40, and Stephanie Jackson tweeted me and went, "Book's going for 50." And
no, he was 47 through 3. 47 through 3.
But I was sort of when I got that tweet from Stephanie, I went, actually, I reckon he might go for 60 or 70 here. Like he was unconscious. It was crazy.
Yeah. Samsonite. I was way off.
Samsonite, I was way off. Who was your player of the week, Justin?
I mean, when you have it's hard to not give it to Book when he does what he did tonight. Like he could have not played any other game, I think, and
I'm not giving it to Book.
So I'll give it, but I'm going to give it to somebody else too, just to not give it to Book. Also,
If
I'm
you
going to give it to
steal
Josh
mine, I'm gonna be
Okogie.
You bastard!
You guys are mean.
Bro. Josh Okogie. Sign me up for whatever like pre-workout he takes before games or something. Like give me some of that. That dude tonight, the offensive rebounds. That was the thing. That one possession where he got two, almost got a third. That was nuts. And then the block in the Rockets game where he just on the three where he just ripped it. Dude,
insane! Like
the energy that he brings and the level of defense that he brings and the way he does it is like he always seems out of control, yet he's not. Every time he's defending somebody, I'm like, oh, he's fouling this. No, he's not fouling them at all. But he
went completely undersized tonight against Zion. And was the best defender on Zion out of the 3 games we played.
And he was 7 for 8 from the free throw line tonight. And this guy only misses 3-pointers if he's not taking a step back. I'm telling you.
That's correct.
I'm telling you.
There was a stat. Did you see the stat? He was like 3 from 18 from 3 if he had his feet set, but he's like 4 from 6 on a step back.
Are you talking about the stat that I tweeted out? Yes, I saw
it. Yes, so was you. I thought it was.
Yeah, dude, no, he's 4 for 6 on step back threes, and no, it was way worse. It was 6 for, I want to say 4 for 6, 6 for 32. So he's like 18% on everything that's not a step back 3. I'm like, bro, I don't care if you're wide open, just take a dribble up, and step back. Yeah. That's the key. I only saw he missed 2 tonight. I only remember seeing one of them, and it was not a step back. That much I know. But it almost went in, so maybe it was a step back.
And that one was a and
out,
in the last quarter. So I'm also Josh Okogie for Player of the Week. Book missed 2 games against the Clippers, couldn't hit the fucking side of a barn. Basically continued on from the previous 2 weeks. Tonight he was fucking phenomenal. Let's be honest. I mean, he single-handedly dragged us over the line in that. He kicked the Suns' corpse and then picked it up by the hair and dragged us over the line. But Josh Okogie, effort-wise, defensively, everything else, he's just been absolutely superb in the last 2 weeks. And before we go ahead, Hammo, I need you to apologise right now to Josh Okogie for calling him a faceless player and a waste of space on our list.
Ouch.
Hammo, you have 30 seconds to apologise right now to Josh Okogie.
Dear Josh, I'm very sorry I had you confused with Dwayne Washington Jr.
You lying piece of shit.
I'm not very good with names and faces, so I'm sorry. Gavin wanted to trade you, though. That's what I heard.
I did not want to trade Josh Okogie. I think he's magnificent. We've got a big 3 of Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Josh Okogie. That's what I've decided after today.
Wow.
That's how good he was.
Forget about Cam, forget about Bridges.
No, they're all rubbish compared to Josh Okogie. All right, we got next week's games. We're not going to pod before Christmas Day. Lakers, Tuesday, 1 p.m. Let's see if we can continue the streak against the Lakers. I don't think they've beaten us for nearly 2 years. We're 12-0, and I think straight close is probably going to miss again. Washington, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Nobody gives a fuck, so we'll probably lose that game. Memphis, Saturday, 2 p.m. at home. And then we travel to Denver on Christmas Day over in the US, which is Boxing Day here in Australia, which is the greatest day of sports you will ever see in Australian. It's what we do. Boxing Day, just for a heads up for you guys, Boxing Day is my Christmas Day. You have family, everyone over on Christmas Day. It sucks. It costs a lot of money. I hate Christmas Day. Boxing Day, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, open my first beer, and then just drink all day watching sport. It's magnificent.
I should call it Christmas Day.
That is my Christmas Day. I call it Christmas Day.
I call it Tuesday.
So four games this week. 4 games this week. Dan, what's your prediction? I'll show you the games again.
I'll go with man. I hope the big fella's back for Tuesday's game. We really missed him tonight. I'll say 3-1. I think I'm gonna say we lose to Memphis. Memphis is playing out of their minds right now, and to be honest, I feel like they're that team. They're going to be that regular season. They're going to get the 1 seed. They're going to be that team that the Suns were last year, where they're just every single game is important to them right now, and they're just going to go off. Them and the Celtics are going to be those teams. So I'll say 3-1. I think they beat the Lakers, especially if AD doesn't play. Even if he plays, I still think we beat them. I think we beat Denver on Christmas, and I think we beat the Wizards because, let's be honest, they just suck. And how about we just have is that Wizards game here, by the way?
Yeah, it is. Next 3
All right. All right. I say we all kidnap Kyle Kuzma and just have him stay here.
Hammo. Hey, actually, before you go, Hammo, you guys, being that you're there, isn't that usually when fucking trades actually happen? Like the team travels to town, the 2 GMs get together, the talks happen, they finalise, trades sort of take place at that time. That from an Aussie point of view, it always feels like that's when a trade takes place. Is that a fair sort of assessment?
I don't.
Nothing
think
you've
so,
noticed.
Let's go with it.
I don't think so. But if we want to look at it that way and speak it into existence, I'm all for it, man.
All right,
because the GMs don't usually travel on the road very much. So I'm not sure if I don't even know who their GM is, but I don't think they're going to be traveling here with the team. So
I would if I was in Washington D.C. this time of year. I'd be like,
good point.
Let's go.
Get the fuck out.
Pack up the wife and kids.
Hammo, prediction this week.
The Lakers just absolutely give it to them. Fuck the Lakers. The Wizards not worried much at all. Could be fun to watch, maybe. Memphis will be a big game. There'll be a lot of eyes
Is Bradley
on that.
Beal out
That's
still?
going to be
again?
very.
Is Bradley Beal out again?
I think so.
Is he hurt right now? He is, isn't he?
Just trying to think from the. I can't remember, mate. I'll look that up in a minute. But yeah, Memphis will be a big game. A lot of people watch that, and then Denver. That's just going to be awesome. It's going to be a testing back into the week, but hopefully we'll be in good health and it'll be a damn good contest all around.
Did you say contest? Oh, he looks sad. The Suns won, dude. It's fine.
Justin, prediction for this week?
4-0.
That's a shot.
I feel like Boyd put it really well on your last episode when he was like, when I predict a win, I'll stop watching, or a loss, excuse me. I'll stop watching because what's the point? If you think they're gonna lose, why bother?
Because this is why Locked On Dubs don't take any of us seriously.
Oh shit!
That's the reason. I feel like there has to be a plethora of other reasons.
So you guys want to know something really funny?
Yes.
So
yes, we do.
I was trying to find out if Bradley Beal's still out, right? So I did a quick Google search, and under news, the very first thing that pops up: NBA executives believe Wizards should trade Bradley Beal to Lakers for Russell Westbrook.
I did see that. I saw that this morning.
Check this out. Lakers rumors: Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal named dream trade targets. NBA trade rumors: Lakers want Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal. Literally the first 10 stories on Google are that. Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I
Dreaming
saw
is
that
free,
this
huh?
morning. And the trade
those
is
are fantastic trade targets. I must
the
agree.
trade
though.
for all three. They are great trade targets. The trade for all three is Russell Westbrook.
Well, here's the funny part. Barstool Sports, who I love, by the way. The Lakers' supposed plan to fix their season is simple. Just trade for Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal. God, I love Brad. I love Barstool Sports. Ultimate trolls. It's amazing.
So, Justin, you're 4-0 this week. Matthew, yes, we are live. So if you want to throw out the C word, I can't because my son's on my lap. But if you want to throw it out, go for it.
Dude, hold on. Lissy's profile picture is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I'll put it back up.
Forever.
Like
Do
Rob
you know the greatest thing I've ever seen? Their new Draft Kings ad that Lissy's in there with the money gun and stuff like that on Sunshine.
I haven't seen
So
it.
good.
I haven't seen that.
So
yet.
good. So good. Check it out. It's funny. I think we'll go 3-1 this week. We'll beat the Lakers. We'll beat Memphis. And we'll lose to Washington because nobody gives a fuck. Jesus.
Oh, boy.
I might be a Washington fan growing up. Done it now, Gav.
And yes, Matt, Lissy, thank you for dropping this e-bomb. Coconut. Which is a racist term here in Australia. So thank you very much for dragging the show
Way
down.
to go, Matthew.
Wait, it is?
Yeah, good on you, Matthew.
Wait,
Yes, it
Can
is.
be, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
coconut,
what?
coconut out here basically means that you're black on the outside but act white on the inside.
I mean, that's kind of what it means out here, too.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, actually, it's coconut's Mexican. It's Mexican on the outside, white on the inside. Whitewash Mexican, basically.
All right, this
Put Dan in my phone as my coconut.
as a coconut.
Oh, coconut emoji next to him.
Dan
Gentlemen.
the Mexican.
Gentlemen, because you've jumped on, I've added a few. Guys, apparently I've heard that these things are very loud, so I apologize, but
Hello, you know me, your great friend, Donald Trump. Let me tell you about this week in Phoenix Suns basketball.
this week in Suns basketball. So the first thing I want to touch on is the Chris Paul elbow on Jose Avocado. Was that dirty,
No.
Justin?
Oh, I mean, dude, if a guy comes up behind you and bumps into you, I'm going to fucking react like that too.
Hammo.
I would have gave him like a stone cold stunner if I known it was him. Just stretching, man. Just happened to be stretching that way when Avocado walked up. That's all it is, ain't nothing.
Dan?
No, I mean, dude, I've seen Barkley throw elbows on a rebound that were worse than that. Come on, like don't be
Why,
like if you're gonna. I'm sorry, if you're gonna be a nuisance like Alvarado is, and power to him, it works for him. So I mean, hey, do your thing, man. You're gonna catch some elbows, dude.
It's given him an NBA career, hasn't it? It's given him an NBA career.
Yeah,
Being-
I mean,
being
and
fucking
good for him. Whatever. I'm not happy for him like Dave King is, but it's fine.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Voida. His elbow was clean. He dirtied it with some avocado. My biggest thing was that Alvarado, the game was over, right? The Suns were inbounding the ball, and the dude veered to run into the side of Chris Paul. All he did was throw his elbow up to get him out of the way. But
That's what I'm saying.
People
People
fucking
make
melted
space
down.
in the game all the time. What are you going to do?
people melted down. The dude fucking veered to run into him. Come on.
Now, when
What
players-
about the Zion trip?
That's what I was just gonna say. Now, when you're gonna run down the court for a fast break and somebody just says yank and just pulls your ankle, that's dirty.
How
And when
that was a common foul is
is
beyond me.
insanity, dude.
Like, if that's a common foul, that means a common foul is if you were to stick your foot out and trip a player, that is a common foul. That is not a common foul.
I'm sorry. I'm
It was-
laughing at Boyd.
It was not a common foul. That was
That was the most
I can't
mind-blowing
believe
thing
they
I have
ruled
ever
it
seen in my
a common
entire
foul.
life. For that to be called a common foul, that arguably is a flagrant too.
Well, in sport over here, if you grab somebody by the foot or deliberately trip, you actually get suspended, and it's automatic over here because of the potential to cause injury.
Who
In
does
a-
that
in
shit
a
the most?
way like that.
Grayson Allen.
Yeah,
Dude, Zion, that was exponentially worse than anything Grayson Allen has ever done, if you ask me.
he grabbed both feet. He missed. He
Right.
grabbed the first one, then grabbed the second one and tripped him over. It's a flagrant foul every day of the week.
What a cunt. And I don't mean that in like the gentle Aussie sense. I mean that in like the harsh American sense.
Sonia,
Congrats.
Oh, fantastic. Yay, congratulations. Kids are the best.
That's amazing. Kids are the
Merry
best.
Christmas, Sonia.
Really, that was a
especially-
really odd transition from what I just said,
Kids-
but
Very
Kids
much.
are the
But
best.
hey,
that's how I roll. My kids
Just
would have
running
it
the
no other
seat off,
way.
and then congratulations.
It'll be a middle name.
Honestly, kids are the best, especially when they're asleep.
Oh,
Sorry.
Don't have any myself, mate, so I'm quite lucky.
I bought
That
the mood
aspect.
down. All right, next one. Again, maybe not so much Suns related, but something that's been pissing a lot of us off over here at the moment.
You are such a wanker.
Teams resting players. Now, we've got two guests on from the US over here. So, guys, how do you see it? Like the Clippers game. No Paul George, no Kawhi, no Zubats, no Reggie Jackson, no anyone else. Oh, and my favorite was the NBA fined Miami for resting players, and then they listed every player on their fucking list on the injury report before their game today.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh, I
every
love
single
that.
16 players on the roster on the injury report before
Oh.
today's game.
Oh, I have a whole new level of respect
That's
for
good.
Pat Riley, right? That's still a Pat Riley move, right? He's still like pulling the strings in Miami.
So, what are your thoughts
Yes.
though of these sides resting players?
Jesus. Lissy coming in hot.
whoa.
You know what, man? I honestly,
Jesus.
I don't care. I don't care. Like, do you? If you think your best route to winning is by resting players, then I'm not going to complain about it. Like, I think it's kind of dumb that the NBA fines teams and all that kind of stuff for resting players. I also think it's dumb. Who was it recently? A team came out and like was apologized to the fans because players weren't going to be. Oh, it was I think the Nets recently.
Well,
maybe
they got fined. They got fined
Yeah.
for it too. Yeah.
Well, but like, I'm sorry. Like, you shouldn't have to apologize for resting players if you think that's how your team's going to win a championship. Like, I think that's dumb. Is it kind of soft to do it? Sure, I guess. But at the end of the day, we see what have we been clamoring for with Chris Paul? Tapping the brakes a little bit, taking
Resting,
some time off,
yeah.
missing some games.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can sit here and bitch about it if we're thinking, hey, that would be great if Chris Paul could do that. Because when he was out for a month with a sore heel, I got to the point where I'm like, this is getting kind of weird. And then all of a sudden he comes back playing full minutes. It's like, okay, it's weird because they just obviously extended that out and he could have come back whenever. But we're doing the same type of thing.
I think
Fine.
we all, I think everyone thought it was weird, but the whole thing was, and I think, well, both of you guys brought it up on the last Fan the Flame spot. This is what we asked for at the start of the year. If Chris Paul's sore, fucking sit him out.
Yeah, give him a break.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my thing is, yes, it's do you, right? Like Justin said. However, the fuck have the Lakers or the Clippers won? It hasn't helped them one bit.
I'm
You know?
not saying it has to be a good strategy. I'm
No,
saying
no,
it's
no.
a
I know.
strategy,
I know.
so
I know. No,
It's
no.
just a strategy, yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Yes. So, like you said, if you want to do that, great, dude. Guess what? It ain't fucking helping. Like, there's still like, is anybody scared of the Lakers or the Clippers or the Lakers? I mean, it's just not gonna happen for them. It's not. That's a weird ass team too. And to go back on, we all wanted Chris Paul to do that. Yes, I want Chris Paul to rest when he has like these injuries that are little bugaboos here and there. But if he's healthy, no, don't fucking rest, dude. Fuck that. But if he has a sore heel and it's sore for a while, yeah, ride that shit out. But you're not gonna just do injury management for fucking Kawhi Leonard, dude. That guy's been on injury management for 3 fucking years. Like, Jesus Christ.
Three or four, really.
Do we ever
He
know
was pulling-
Chris Paul
he was
ever
pulling-
fully healthy? I feel like we could always say he's some type of injured at this point, right? Probably. Also, maybe the Clippers' idea is they'll just surprise everybody with their team later when they're like, oh, look, we have everybody now. And they're like, oh, we've never seen this team.
Yeah. And it's funny and
Crazy like a fox.
I guess the outrage here comes more from the fact that let's put it this way. If I got on a plane, went over to Phoenix, went over for fucking 3 games, I'd be furious if Devin Booker sat out. If he was healthy.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, it does sound like a me problem. No.
You know,
But also,
you know what?
but
Hey,
also,
you know what? I bet you were more furious when you came out and they weren't fucking playing anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
that made me a lot madder. Although I did get to see Sophie Cunningham. So
hey, but also though, Devin Booker's built different. He's not fucking resting if he's healthy.
Yeah. We're obviously not talking about Devin Booker when we're talking about this, right? Like, that's just understood.
Yes. He brought it up.
If Dave King rolls in, I will climax immediately. So we have some. It's great.
Wow.
It's great. It's great that
shit just got weird.
Hey, hold on.
It's
Put that
great.
back up.
we have some. We have some absolute. Yeah, no, text him right now, Justin.
Put it back up. Thank you.
We have some absolute podcasting Phoenix Suns royalty in the chat right now. And we do in the show, but in the chat as well. So, Coach Evan B's here, Voida, Lizzie. It's all happening. All we need is a Saul Espo and a Dave King, and fuck, it's all happening. My next point was Josh Okogie, Josh non-stop Okogie. We did already speak about him, though, so we could probably move on from Josh.
Can we talk about how when he goes up for a high rebound, he fucking like does this twister action where he's like spinning and just grabs that shit every time too, dude.
And it makes it look like he's like constantly climbing. Like,
right?
He never stops rising.
It's insane.
Oh, it's crazy.
That
like,
rebound.
You know what?
Rebound, he's still getting to the peak of his jump.
That rebound over Zion was epic.
Yeah.
That was epic vertical.
The rebound dunk put back from Booker's 3.
Yeah, and you know who he reminds me of actually.
Unreal.
He reminds me of a more athletic, bigger version of Javon Carter.
Yeah.
Just his energy and his hustle. I fucking love it, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I loved was I'm trying to work out whether Monty was like throwing shade today when he said before the game that Zion Williamson is a more athletic Zach Randolph. Was that shade?
No, I don't think that's dude. I don't know. Zach Randolph was a hell of a ball player, man.
I know, but I feel like that was like inadvertent shade still because like
that's what I thought.
Dude.
I don't think
a
so.
more athletic Zach Randolph had like zero athletic ability.
Right.
So
Could you
like
imagine
a more
if he did?
athletic Zach Randolph is like really nothing at all. Like it just seems like a weird comparison. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Zach Randolph was a fucking beast.
He was a beast. But maybe it wasn't. No, I don't think it was shade from Monty, but it sounds like
And Sizzler.
It sounded like it ran.
That's funny though.
To me. It was.
I guess
That's
I mean
hilarious.
maybe the reason why I think it sounds like it's like throwing shade is because just picturing an athletic Zach Randolph is kind of almost impossible. Because he was that unathletic.
Yeah.
He really was. He really was. All right. Now, this one's for you, Dan. I know you and I have spoken about this before. You've spoken about it repeatedly on the on your pods. Does Mikal Bridges get a pass compared to the shit that DeAndre Ayton cops?
Dude, he gets all the fucking passes. He's got a lifetime pass. You know those fucking yearly passes you buy for
Is it
Disneyland?
because
He has one of
is it
those.
because he's gift worthy?
I don't know, man. And like I said, I love Mikal. I don't want to like because it sucks. It sucks saying that because like you know you're basically throwing shade at a player you like, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, dude, where's this energy with fucking Mikal? Like when people are like, you know, when DeAndre has like 15 and 10, and people are like, oh well, you know, we're blaming this loss on him. I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, but when Mikal goes 1 for 18 in a game, it's just a bad night. Trust me, I don't know, man. I'm conflicted because again, I don't want to throw shade at our own players, but Jesus Christ, man, you know he was good tonight though. He was fantastic.
Bridges didn't come
He
in
was
number
good.
one overall though.
And that
Yeah.
is the point. I honestly think Mikal gets a pass.
That's a
because
weak ass argument though.
In
But we
no,
got
it
McHale
is.
by accident
But in
almost. We
comparison,
weren't expecting what we got.
No, it wasn't by accident.
It was definitely not by
design.
accident.
It was by design. But
Yes, yeah, but
the
it was a
big
fluke.
pass he gets is because DA was number one.
That's a weak argument, in my opinion.
It is. It absolutely is. But that's why. All
What
right.
the fuck? What is Lissy doing in the chat right now?
So
If Shannon looked like Brady put next to Luca. I don't know about that, Lissy.
here's what I think about this, and I think it's because when Mikal has bad games, he doesn't look disengaged still. Like when DA has bad games, and dude, I've been one of the most ardent DA defenders like you can find, right? But there are games when you watch him and it's like he does not look engaged at all. Like he does not give a shit, period. Or even there are even like moments or stretches during games where that happens. And I think that's why he gets hammered so hard, because even if Mikal's off, it looks like
He
the
never
effort is
looks
still there.
disinterested. Yeah.
And I'm not saying DA is disinterested. Maybe he's
He just
not.
looks it. He just looks it.
But it can come across that way, and maybe he is. But either way, I think that's the source of it, and that's been, my frustration. Like I was saying earlier in the pod, right? Earlier this week and in the past, few games during that losing streak, the losses aren't what matter to me at this point. It's like watching them not care or appear to not care. I want to see the effort there. And,
Did you
and
guys?
if the effort's there,
Sorry.
we know what this team's capable of. But if they start losing that confidence, and I think it was either EJ or TK before one of the pre-games this week was saying how the defensive breakdowns that we're seeing is because they're starting to lose their confidence on the offensive side, and that starts to weigh on them on the defensive side. They start losing the focus on that side. But when it's flowing on one side, it starts flowing on the other, and they just got to get that clicking again. And hopefully, what we've seen, even in that Clippers game where Clippers played nobody, but at least we jack stomped them, right? And in this game tonight, where we come storming back from a huge deficit to a team that we've just lost 2 games to, hopefully that's the start of all of that stuff clicking again.
Coda, agree. There's I have not seen any disinterest in DA in the last 2 weeks. Even when he was playing poorly against Houston, but I just don't think he was getting the ball. And I know that Mr. Voider and I have different opinions on that based on positioning, but I think against Houston we had plenty of opportunities to give him the ball and we didn't. But Mikal does get a pass. He absolutely gets a pass when we're not playing well.
I don't know if you guys saw. Did you guys see Busy's comments earlier this week?
Yeah, loved it. Loved it.
I mean, it was he hit the nail on the head, right? I mean, he basically said, guys, like it's when shit gets bumpy, you can't just like freak out and throw it all to hell, man. Like if you have somewhere you're gonna go, it's gonna get bumpy. You're gonna have adversity. I don't know if it's because we've kind of been rushed out through the whole we've been rushed out through the last 2 seasons. We've been killing it. Went to the finals. Yes, last playoffs sucked. I don't think we need to revisit that anymore. But I like you said, we get spoiled. So I think that puts it in perspective. Like, hey, man, like, yes, we're hitting a rough patch right now. It's gonna get bumpy, but we're gonna be fine.
And we've
and good teams weather the storm, right? I mean, remember last year the Warriors, they won the championship, and there was times when we thought they were done. I mean, but
Celtics as well. Both those teams made the finals. The first 30 games of the season, they were horrible.
Weren't the Celtics like 19-19 at one point or something like that?
Yeah. They were an 8 seed for most of the season.
Well, yeah, they were below 500, and just I think Marcus Smart came out and went into the media and fucking abused the shit out of everyone. And that team clicked, turned around. The Warriors were struggling. Again, turned around, clicked. It can turn around and turn around quickly. And as Richie said, it's only December. If in February we're still having these same issues, fair enough, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
But we're sitting 4th in the West right now after a fucking 5-game losing streak.
Hell yeah.
Let's welcome in
one
of our favourites.
Oh, shit.
He's been in the chat. He's been in the chat, but he's here now. He must have got rid of the sick child. How you going, boy?
How did you get rid of the sick child? Do we want to know?
I put that cunt to sleep.
Yeah, he shouldn't answer those questions.
He's been on me all fucking day, throwing up and shit. I finally got him to sleep and got out from underneath of him. Now I'm here. Hey, did you cunts watch the game today?
Yeah. Hey, good luck. Good luck when whatever he has goes on to you, like in a couple of days, by the way.
It's a matter of time. Just in time for
Congratulations, Sonia.
Just in time for Christmas and Boxing Day, man. Whew. I'm going to be fucked.
Dude, Lissy's hilarious, dude.
Lissy's had some fun in here. I love it. Don't you leave, Lissy. You're having some fun.
Leave.
All right. Especially because our next topic, and I'm wrapped the boards here. Our next topic is the trade suggestion merry-go-round.
Oh, boy.
What's this?
We've all been talking about it. We're after December 15th now. In the first half of today's game, there was 8,322 suggestions on Twitter about the trades we should make. After halftime, I didn't see as many. But let's talk about, and especially because Dan and Justin are here and everyone is in the chat and we're all having some fun, let's go through some of the main names. Now, I'm going to hold off a little bit. The first one I'm going to bring up is the one I hate the most. The Houston Rockets, Eric Gordon, Kenyon Martin Jr. Let's go, Dan. What are your thoughts? Is that something the Suns should pursue?
No.
Well, my question for everyone here, honestly, does that trade honestly move the needle?
Oh, no. I mean, if you're talking, does it move if you're trading the Jay Crowder contract, which wouldn't be enough because the salaries don't match. Or if you're trading Jay Crowder and Saric, I mean, I guess because he'd play more than them. But I mean, then if you do that, then you don't have those contracts for other trades. So I'm gonna pass on that one. Hard pass for me. I mean, Kenyon Martin Jr. is a nice young player. I guess he's cheap and he'd be a good rotation piece, and you can develop him. But no, Eric Gordon has never moved the needle for me.
Even back 2 years ago.
When he left his heart in Phoenix, I wasn't fucking thrilled when they signed him to that offer sheet.
Justin?
Yeah, no, I don't like Gordon. I'd be more intrigued by Kenyon Martin Jr. because, like Dan said, I think he's a nice young piece that could develop nicely and could serve well on this team. But if you're asking me in a vacuum and you're telling me would I give up Jay and Dario for those two? Sure, I would in a vacuum, but if you're talking about that's taking other opportunities or other things off the table, that's not my A option right there. That's for sure. I wouldn't say no, I don't want those dudes on the team, period. But like I said, they'd be down my list. You're gonna have to tell me I got a lot of no's from a lot of the teams on a lot of the other deals first.
Which is why you don't make the first trade that comes up, by the way. So I know everybody wants them to make a trade, but you don't. That's why you don't.
At the moment, first half of the game today and the last 2 weeks, everyone just wanted a fucking trade.
Yeah, you don't want to blow your load during foreplay, man. Come on.
I'll say another analogy being you never take the first offer you get, right? Like, right? So there's a negotiation.
Yeah, I'd question Gordon's age, how much we'd get out of him. So yeah, no, that doesn't interest me.
He was fucking shooting air balls against us.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Kmart maybe, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'd get rid of Shamit and keep Surridge.
Boyd.
Nah, not. If you're looking at the title this year, I'm running with our current guys, man. Even though they had a shit of a game today, our bench, if you ask me.
There's a trade happening. Hold on, Boyd. There's a trade happening with Crowder, right? So you're not running with our current guys.
It's not just that. It's not just that. We've got to throw in a couple more. So we're emptying out like 2 or 3 guys for really the one guy that I want out of them too is that Kenyon Martin Jr. And for the same reasons, it's more for future reasons, not for making an impact this season. So I'm not really fussed on that move, mate. I'd prefer to see something else, to be honest.
All right, next one, Sadek Bey, Detroit. Dan.
That intrigues me, but I think he might be a little too expensive. Sadiq Bey can play, man.
I agree. I love
Sadiq play.
The suggestion of Sadiq Bey.
He's young. He's cheap. Again, you control his rights, and he can shoot the lights out of the ball. But again, Detroit's a young team. If they're going to trade him, and they have and they're going to want significant draft capital back, and I don't think the Suns are going to do that for Sadiq Bey. I just don't.
Hammo?
Yeah, if we could make it work, I'm all for it. He's definitely young enough, still young enough that we can mould.
What's his contract?
He's still on his rookie deal.
It's a rookie deal.
Yeah, nice.
I think it's about 3 or 4 minutes.
Sure.
I will tell you here in a second.
Justin? Sadiq Bey.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't say no. Like Dan said, the guy can play. I just don't know that that's something that is within the realm of reality, if you will.
Lissy.
So,
you are on fire with you, Lissy.
So he's basically under control for the next. Well, he's a restricted free agent after 2024. He makes $3 million a year this year, and then it goes up to $4.5 million next season. Yeah, and then the qualifying offer $6.5 the season after.
So we can trade him for Shamit. We could trade him for Shamit.
Oh yeah, Detroit's gonna be like, give me Shamit. You guys can have Sadiq Bey.
Boyd.
Yeah, not. Let's get him next year, and then work on it from there. I don't see him being a real needle mover off of the bench this season. Again, Cam Johnson's about to come back, and you know how much I fucking Cam Johnson. Oi, if he was playing today,
can't wait to get fucking 2.5 games out of him.
It's a blowout if he's playing today. You know that. Our fucking
If
three.
hey, the
Well,
best
he's gonna blow
ability
his
is
knee out
availability,
now,
man.
too. Blow out.
But yeah, no, look, no, I like that move. Again, I don't think that we do this sideways type move. I think that Houston one you mentioned earlier, and this one again with Detroit, I think it's a little bit sideways for this season anyway.
I'd take Sadiq Bey in a fucking heartbeat. I think he's
I think he starts over Cam Johnson too. By the way.
Yeah, me too. I think he's
Sorry, Boyd.
I think he's a straight up replacement for Jay Crowder. Defensive end and his ability to spread the floor. Probably a little bit better shooter than Jay, but he's I'd take him in a second. Lissy, I know you cuddled up and camera shy apparently, but if you want the link, just let us know. We'll have you in a second, Lissy.
He's shooting 84% free throw, and
He's a very, very good player. All right, next, Cam Reddish.
Dude, every episode, guys.
Hey, there's only two people in the world who want Cam Reddish, and it's you and fucking John Voider, isn't it? You and fucking John Voider have been on this fucking.
I think you're underselling. I think you're underselling the ability of Cam Reddish. Me personally.
Oh no, I just haven't seen it. I don't think anyone else has.
I think he's. I think he's been affected by the Julius Randle curse, so I think he's better than what he's displayed so far. But Dan, Cam Reddish, what do you think?
I'm not a fan, but if the Knicks are really looking to get rid of him for a couple second-round picks, why not? I mean, I think he might be one of those players who's unfortunately a product of his environment. I mean, he was in Atlanta with fucking Trae Young bouncing the air out of the ball.
And John Collins.
And John Collins. He's in New York with fucking, what's his name? What's the fucking coach's name?
Thibodeau?
Tibbs. Dude, Tibbs, I don't. He keeps getting jobs, and I don't get it, dude. Hey, Jinx Pinks Poachy Oven Coke. So I don't understand. So I mean, I'd take a flyer on him, man. I mean, why not? Again, cheap rookie scale contract, something to prove. Probably playing for his next contract, and he probably wants to get paid. So if he wants to come in here and come off the bench and play a Josh Okogie type, where he's an instant energy off the bench. He's got high upside. He was the 9th overall pick or something like that, or 12th. I don't know where he was, but yeah, man, I'd take a flyer on him for a couple second-round picks, but that's about all they're getting. So I don't know if that's feasible, but they've been trying to trade him for almost 2 seasons now. No, they got no takers. So
if you're telling me you're getting him for next to nothing, then sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Gavin, who's the next one? Okay, empty chair. Tell me all about it. All right, somebody tell who's the next one.
I'm all for Cam Reddish.
Oh,
if like you said, if we can get him cheap enough, I reckon he'd be okay. But
what about Julius
like
Randle?
Dan was saying, what are we going to give up for it? What are we going to have to lose if we can get him for a couple of second rounders or whatever? Yeah, perfect. But I don't know. I'd only be willing to give up Shamet at this point.
If you could wipe the slate clean with Julius Randle's ego and his fucking locker room antics, I'd take Julius Randle in a heartbeat. I'd throw in first round.
Hey, we're talking about Cam Reddish, man.
Hey,
we were, and then you left. We were, and then you left.
The show must go on.
Julius Randle's next, but so go for it.
Yeah, so as I was saying, if there's some sort of meeting where they sort of nut him out and find out that he's not the cancer that everyone thinks that he is, and he can leave his ego aside and play Team Phoenix basketball, well, I'd take him, and I'd give up first round draft capital. I'd give up whatever expirings they want.
So you're going to send Cam Johnson to the bench again?
No, he's not.
Well, you have to. He's not coming off the bench, mate.
Fucking listen to me.
Julius Randle's not coming off the bench.
Listen. I said I'd send whatever expirings. Cam's not expiring.
No.
Fucking,
I said you're sending him to the bench because Julius
That's a lot
Randle's
of
not
money
coming
to
off the
risk
bench.
on a possible.
mate,
Just
I will
look at his
figure that out
contract,
later.
that's pretty-
Just
pretty
let me get
decent.
that talent in here. I'll
So-
figure that shit later.
So I think, and this kind of leads into the next one as well. So Justin, Dan, get ready for it. The Suns don't want long-term, large contracts, and the talk is because of the ownership fucking shit, which means Julius Randle / John Collins. We've spoken about both. Everybody's spoken about both, but effectively neither are a real option at the moment due to the long-term contract.
Good to know.
So,
Well, hang on.
that's the talk. That's the talk.
Is that just someone having a look at the situation and saying it's a possibility, or is it actually?
It's speculation.
Yeah.
Speculation. It is.
Okay. Oh, well, we can sit here and speculate about heaps of fucking different shit, but yeah, until someone comes out and says that officially, I'm not buying it. Speculation.
Right, so you take Randall before you took Collins?
Oh yeah, Randall over Collins.
Yeah, 1,000% as well. John Collins, that guy. No thanks, man. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I
20.
don't feel that strongly, but I would agree with the Randall before him still.
So here's the thing about Randall.
Let's get another opinion.
It's Taylor Jenkins, the Memphis Grizzlies coach.
I'm just here to talk about John
Coach.
Morant. John Morant got ejected today, and that's bullshit. And I just want to talk on behalf of John Morant here today.
Yeah, that was super weird, wasn't it?
It was weird.
Here's the thing with Randall for me, man. I was completely against Randall. I'm like, dude, again, want nothing to do with them, right? And then, I can get talked into shit pretty easily. Go see my episode about Chris Paul. But the thing with Randall is he's signed through 2026, right? Let's just say the whole ownership thing is not an issue. Let's say that's just a rumor and you can go ahead and get him. My guess is he's going to be pretty cheap because of that contract, right?
It is a cheap contract, really.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, he makes less than $30 million a year.
Yeah. 25?
20 at the end of the contract, it gets 29. It's 26 and it escalates. But the thing with Julius Randle is you might not have to give up as much as you think you would. You might even be able to get him for expiring contracts.
No, I still think there's going to be picks involved.
I don't know, because I think the Knicks want that cap space, because you know how the Knicks are. They're just waiting for that next big free agent. And I think they paid Julius Randle because he was their best player at the time. But that might just be something that, they're just like, you know what, let's just get off the contract. Let's start with the clean slate. Let's build around these young guys. And they might be gearing up for that next big trade. If Karl Anthony Towns becomes available, whoever that player is, it might be intriguing to them. And, we'll see. But again, Julius Randle, if it's going to cost you 2 first-round picks and expiring contracts, I'm going to say no. But if you can get him cheap, fuck, why not, man? I mean, he's tough. I don't know if he's going to be able to, accept the role as a second, sometimes third option on this team. But he's tough and he rebounds, so I'll give him that, man. He's talented. It's just I don't know. He reminds me way too much of Boogie Cousins when he was in Sacramento, man. I don't know. He's just I get worried about that. Body language.
You'd go Randall before you went Collins.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Why?
John Collins is a cancer, man.
Why?
That whole situation. I mean, there was the reports last season, right, about how during film study he was saying, "Well, why the fuck is Trey handling the ball all the time? He wants more touches."
Well,
he finally gets fair, right? But you're not. But I mean, that's not something you say, out loud to like, and and then it gets out of the media, and he's just a strange player, man. I don't know. I don't see him fitting into this culture, I guess you could say. I mean, it might do him good. You never know, but I don't think I'm taking that chance, especially since he's got 5 years left on that contract. I mean, that's you're stuck with him. And not to mention they've been trying to trade him for 2 years too, and they can't find any takers.
John?
Oi, Voida.
What's up?
Nice house, cunt.
My wife does a good job decorating it. All my shit's in the garage.
What are you drinking, mate?
Coors Light. Just some water.
John, what are your thoughts?
Silver bullet.
Randall versus John Collins.
I'm with Dan. I'd rather have Randall. I think he brings a level of physicality that this team desperately needs. John Collins, he's one of those guys who you see him make the highlight dunks because Trey's a good point guard and gets him the ball, but he doesn't do much on defense. And I'm not saying Randall's a great defender, but I think the one thing, if you take a look at the Phoenix Suns, you go, what is their greatest deficiency? And I think it's physicality. You know, Ayton himself.
Especially at the 4.
What's that?
Especially at the 4.
Yeah, especially at the 4. But like Ayton's a more of a finesse guy. He's starting to show that he's got some spin moves and he has the ability to be a little bit more physical and play with a little bit more of aggressiveness. But Randall's a guy who can be physical. He can shoot the 3. I know his 41% a couple years ago is an aberration, but, you know, you get 37% out of a guy like that with some physicality. I'd take that over John Collins because I agree with Dan. There's outliers. There's outlying things about John Collins that I just don't trust. And I think that he's a very much a me versus a we guy. And you can't have those players on your team.
I feel like Julius Randle is an absolute like raging psychopath. But if he was my psychopath, if he was our psychopath, I would love him.
Yeah.
He is one of those dudes. Like there's always that guy you say you hate him, but you love him to be on your team. And there are guys that no matter what would not want on my team. But he's one of those. He's one of those. I would love him on the team.
We all said the same thing about Chris Paul too.
Yes.
In Phoenix, it does not matter. If they pull on a Suns jersey, we love them. It's what we do.
Grayson not Landry Shamet.
Well, that's you personally.
Yeah, but Landry Shamet sucks.
Yeah.
You could put after putting the jersey on.
All right, this is getting out of control. Next one. Now, this is a tribute to our retired friend, Dave King, who went on a bit of a Twitter rant this week, and I loved it. I jumped on, supported it. Dave King is our son's daddy. Even if you cannot afford the red bubble shirt, there is knockoffs out there.
Boy,
just go and buy one of the knockoffs. They're half price.
Can I ask? Hold on, I have to ask a question. of Voida.
Okay.
Is there an option to not have it take me to the automatically the most expensive version? Because I noted that there were cheaper ones.
Oh yeah.
Click on the link.
Well, what you got is what's considered like the graphic tee. There's also the classic tee and the cotton tee, the 3/4 tee. But you know, I that's on you to figure that shit out. You're a smart guy.
Don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. Graphic tee is the way to go.
It's the way to go. It covers
if you're gonna do it,
of the chest.
Exactly. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
And he was saying that it is one of the most comfortable tees he's ever bought off record.
It fits very nicely too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the way to go.
Now that you've got your merchandise being copied, mate, have you made it, Voida? Are you now a design fucking extraordinary?
Apparently. I mean, you know, people are ripping off my shit now. It's like, I'm like, who rips off a Dave King is my son's daddy t-shirt?
That's what I was saying.
Who does, you know, I saw that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Forget Voida making it. I think it means that Dave has officially made it.
Yeah. But I checked out the guy's Twitter page who did it, and that's all he does. He goes and he rips off people's shirts and he retweets it, and you know, he tries to make $10. So whatever.
Well, it's cheaper. But in the spirit of
Voida, you want me to send him a cease and desist tweet?
Please give him one of those good. With all that proper verbiage you got.
Justin Nenazenzak, the official
Yeah.
Suns lawyer.
That's good enough, I guess.
Suns
Close.
fans lawyer. Yeah.
Cease and desist, bitch.
In honor of Dave King, the other tweets that came out this week. Let's bring back Kelly Oubre and TJ Warren.
Oh,
Thoughts?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep. Agreed.
Cease and desist.
Tsunami puppy.
People really can't move on from Kelly Oubre, can they?
No, they cannot.
Good Lord, dude.
Did you know that nobody ever called Phoenix the Valley before Kelly Oubre existed? That's amazing,
Apparently
isn't it?
not, yeah.
Never existed before that.
He came up with those jerseys and then they traded him. How dare they?
It was the Rhinestones.
Did they take a photo of him in the jersey on a horse though?
Yeah. and I'll tell you what, Kelly Oubre fucking loved every second of it. So let's not paint him out to be a martyr and shit. Like, come on.
He's getting what he wants, man. He's getting like 20 points a game in Charlotte, just like he always wanted. So
exactly.
let him be.
He's averaging 1 assist a game.
In order to support Dave King here, Suns fans, fucking let it go. Kelly Oubre is not a fit for this team. He fucking none of the team likes him. That's the reason he got fucking traded. The dude does not get along with Devin Booker. Come on.
Just anytime the Suns lose a game, anytime they just start pulling guys out. Eric Bledsoe, bring him back. TJ Warren, Javon Carter, like anybody who's ever played for the team. They're like, do you know how we would have beat the Pelicans last weekend if we had Langston Galloway? Like, shut the fuck up.
Eric Bledsoe these days?
Let's bring back
China.
Bring back JaVale McGee on his $10 million contract that fucking Dallas signed him to. Come on, guys.
The fan base can be retarded.
And the worst thing is, everybody always brings up Kelly Oubre and how amazing he was because the Suns 8-0 bubble run. Kelly Oubre didn't play in the bubble, dickheads. He wasn't there.
He was afraid
not to play.
He chose not to.
Another reason why I got traded, dude. Like he was about that.
Let's go with the big one on the tongues of Suns fans right now. Kyle Kuzma. How do we get that? Yeah, how's it happen? I mean, it's almost a guarantee, but how does it happen?
I mean, you're gonna have to give up. Boyd might have a heart attack here, but I think you trade Cam Johnson for him.
Fuck you don't.
Absolutely, you do. Look, man. Hey, I will say this again. The best ability is availability. Cameron Johnson is always fucking hurt, man. Always hurt. He'll have a great game, and then the very next game, he's either out with an injury for a fucking month, or he gets hurt the very next game. I love Cam Johnson, man. If he could stay healthy, and people bully him. I don't know why he gets bullied. Like we saw with Julius Randle last season, and he just gets pushed around. I love the kid, but I would absolutely 1,000% trade Cam Johnson for Kyle Kuzma. And to be honest with you, that might be the move because if you think about it, you're gonna have to throw a salary. I mean, throw Jay Crowder in there to match salaries. But the thing is, Kyle Kuzma is going to be too expensive for the Wizards, and he's already said he's going to
opt out. He's going to opt out.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So they want to get something for him.
Yeah. So he's got 2 years left on his contract, but next year's a player option. He's on 13 mil, and he's going to opt out and look for the type of contract. Look at that dog. The type of contract that we would have to sign Cam to. So
exactly.
20 to 22 mil. I'd rather sign Kuzma to 20, 22 than I would Cam. Simple.
Oi, Voida,
Yes. What's that, Boyd?
what do you got in your fridge? Why are you taking us on a tour? Just geese.
Well, here's the fridge. Okay.
Yep.
You open it up, and you got all kinds of little stuff. We got some milk in there. We got some tacos. Some nacho cheese, some bread, noodles. That's some
Any cheese? No.
Nah.
Dude, he's gonna take us into the bedroom. He's gonna be like, "This is where the magic happens, guys." just like an old episode of Cribs.
Justin,
Here's all the liquor.
this is getting off track. Justin,
I would trade
Kuzma.
all of this liquor for Kyle Kuzma.
Jesus Christ.
And
Well,
Cam Johnson.
we know that Kyle Kuzma is Suns Jam Session endorsed. So,
Oh yes. And speaking of
Justin-
that, I got to bounce. My wife just texted me. I got to go pick her up from the bar.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Thanks for joining us, John.
Hey, I love you guys, man. I'll be on
Hasn't
another
she ever
one.
heard of Uber?
I am her Uber.
Yeah.
Don't tell her I've been drinking Coors Lights.
That's why he's been drinking Coors Lights. Otherwise, he'd be drinking whiskey right now.
Exactly. Scotch, actually. I'm on
Oh,
a Scotch
Scotch.
kick right now. Yes. So
All right.
love you
All
guys.
right.
Go team.
Hey,
Bye,
mate.
buddy.
Justin, Kuzma.
Sure. I'd trade anything for this episode to move along to the next segment.
Kuzma.
Yeah. No, I like Kyle Kuzma. Fantastic. As long as
Are you
the Eskimo
trading,
brother thing
Cam
is cool,
Johnson?
then we're cool.
You trading Cam Johnson for him?
Dude, man. I love Cam Johnson, but I'm like getting to the Dan point where it's like, dude, that kid can't stay on the court. And I don't know that I want to sit around and wait for the time when he shows that he can stay on the court.
You guys,
Boy.
yeah, exactly. Kuzma was on a championship team. I mean, I know it's a bubble championship, but you guys, people forget that.
Boyd, talk
Let's
to me.
let's not give that championship credit now when we'd never give it credit any other time. Come on.
I'm not. I'm giving Kuzma credit.
Okay. He experienced a fake championship. Fair.
He played
Boyd.
high leverage minutes.
It was in the vicinity.
In the vicinity, yes.
Boyd, are you trading for Cam Johnson for Kyle Kuzma?
Can we not go straight to that part and start at the start like you did with everyone else? Yeah, I would trade. Yes, I would. Would I trade Cam Johnson? No, I wouldn't. And you guys have said one word in each one of your statements regarding Johnson. The kid. The kid. It's still a fucking pup. He's grown
He's
into
older than Booker.
He's-
man.
I think
you use that loosely.
I think he's older than. I think he's older than
and
Kuzma.
DeAndre Ayton.
I think he's older than
I think-
Kuzma.
Pretty sure he's older than Monty.
I told you guys this last week.
That was
said-
that was a little mean, Hammo.
His body is still maturing. If you ask me, I think these are niggly little things, and they're not too much to worry about. So don't read too much into it. And
Dude.
I'm not going to win
He
this
needs to
argument.
talk.
So let's
Someone
go to
needs to sit
another
him down.
argument.
Your body's going through some changes.
Hammo, you're bringing Kuzma in?
Yeah, fucking A. I'll give up Johnson for him for sure.
And yes, Cam Johnson is older than Devin Booker by like
Yes, he is.
And you know I'm a Tar Heel
9
guy.
months.
Cam Johnson's a Tar Heel. That's hard
And
for me to
DeAndre
say.
Ayton.
But
Is he older than Kyle Kuzma?
No, he's a year younger. I just looked it up.
he's 24, isn't he, Kuzma?
27.
27.
Cam's 26.
Nah. All right,
He
let's
old.
shot that to shit.
He old, boy. He old.
I think what you said about the championship pedigree as well, even though we're going to sort of ignore that, but definitely, it's experience if nothing else. We don't
And he
have
wants
that-
and he wants to be here. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty clear from his tweets.
Yeah, the California breeze hits you and whatever. Yeah,
No, that's LA, not here, but
yeah, I was that far
This
on the
seems,
map.
this seems kind of crazy to me. Cam Johnson is less than 3 years younger than Anthony Davis.
yes, he is.
Right? Like
Late
that
bloomer.
makes Cam- Yeah. It's weird.
Boyd, at some stage, you got
Boyd needs a Cam Johnson. Boyd needs a Cam Johnson jersey, man.
He does.
Cam Johnson's my daddy. Apparently, he's old enough to be. The rate you guys carry on about him.
All right,
But I mean, I
couple-
guess but Boyd, like, at what point do we say that the kid is injury prone? I mean, he at the end of the day, like, I get you saying he's still young, but he is 26. Like, if Book had this type of, if Book missed this many games this often, I think we'd all be questioning his durability. Not that we have to, but just from the same age type perspective, right?
When he gets off his rookie scale contract, and that rookie, and if it was also affected by short seasons as well, and a lot of fuckery. So
he has never had like a real NBA offseason, right?
he's been starting for fucking 3 weeks. Let's have a look before we fucking trade him, right?
He's been starting for 3 weeks because he can't stay healthy enough to start for 2 months. That's why.
Hey, okay, anyway,
So,
like I said, I'm not gonna. It's fucking 4 against 1 here. I'm not gonna win it. So let's
so I want to comment. I want to comment on something real quick. I think Howard in the chat just said it'd be nice to get Denny from Washington as well.
Oh.
I will say this, and me and Flex talked about it in one of our podcasts. James Jones in these trade negotiations, he's definitely looking for young talent as well. He's not just looking for a straight up trade. We talked about Kenyon Martin Jr. earlier.
Vanderbilt's the other one.
Yeah, Eric Gordon is the trade in that trade. He wants Kenyon Martin Jr. and he'll take Eric Gordon's contract off your hands for whatever. And same thing with Washington. That might be holding stuff up. I don't know, but he might be trying to get Denny as well. Same thing. Who did you mention, Gavin? Vanderbilt. The reason they did not trade for Bojan Bogdanovic is it Bojan or Bogdan? Bojan, right? Bojan. The reason they didn't make that trade is because he wanted Vanderbilt as well. So he's putting his nutsack on the table. So let's let the man work.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah,
agree.
Put those balls out there.
Put those balls out there.
Can't buy underwear. You can't buy underwear. Balls don't fit.
Two more quick ones. Number one, the Busy Block Party. How's everyone enjoyed Busy just fucking erasing people?
I love that guy.
In the last 2 weeks, some of those blocks, my God.
His timing is so good, eh? And you know who else has impeccable timing is Okogie. I noticed today he just waits like a couple of seconds more, like offensive rebounds as well. You can see him just time, like you can see the seconds ticking over in his head, and he goes, "I'll go get it now." He's fucking 6'5", 6'6", and he's towering over fucking. I think it was Valanciunas. Not Valanciunas.
No, it was over
Zion.
Yeah. Fucking man, it's the timing on Busy's blocks and Okogie's rebounding, and Torrey Craig for that matter as well. Man, it's something really nice to watch, and it's been a really nice silver lining in this pretty shitty week, I reckon.
Oh yeah. You missed our love fest for Okogie a little earlier, man. Yeah, he's been fantastic.
Yeah,
he really has. The other thing I sort of wanted to bring up with you guys, and I'll start with Hammo here. Outside of Book today, our 3-point shooting, is it a concern?
A little bit.
Hammo?
Yeah, it is. We're jacking up a lot of silly shots. We don't need to.
Well, I think today they really missed DA, right? They didn't. I mean, let's be real. We talked about Busy earlier. He's been great defensively, and he's filled in. He sets great screens, hustles, but you can't just dump it down to DA and get that little baby hook. And Busy.
By the way,
to be fair,
Busy's baby hook is the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it also takes him 37 years to shoot it.
It's like fucking anchor. It's a fucking
Dude,
yeah.
I'm like, let the ball go, my guy. Shoot it. He fucking that hook is like in slow motion. So they missed that. But to go back to your point about the threes, man, this team gets trigger happy with those threes, and when they're not falling, you end up down by 2. That's what happened. I mean, they kept jacking up threes they were missing. And, man, if it wasn't for Devin Booker, they might lose the game by 40. I mean, dude, guys, you got to drive it to the hoop. Do something. But little frustrating, but I mean, I think they'll clean that up a little bit, and eventually, like law of averages, right? Those shots are going to fall. Justin, I saw your tweet earlier, right? You're like, hey, eventually they got to go down, right? And they
At some point.
did start going down.
That's what Book did. Book shot himself out of that slump.
Hey Boyd.
What?
If only we had Cam Johnson, right?
If only. No, but we're going to fucking trade him for fucking big fancy dress Kuzma, apparently. Fucking thing. Oi, our 3-point shooting is not a concern unless it causes a loss. And if we have more losses than we have wins, then it's an overall concern. Until then, let's not worry about it. We're a 3-point shooting team at the start and the end of the day. Let's just fucking like I said.
No, we're not. We're a midi jump shot team.
I know we are. I know, but oi, a solely midi jump shot team doesn't put up, fucking 45 threes a game, which is what we've been doing lately, or thereabouts.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's also kind of magnified because people, players like Damian Lee have kind of come back to earth a little bit. Damian Lee's had kind of a rough stretch shooting threes after he was on fire. I think he was like top 3 in the league for a while.
He was leading the league.
Yeah, it was like more than 50%. So he's come down back to
48,
earth.
48.
48, yeah. So, yeah, man, I mean, law of averages, right? So I think it'll even itself out eventually.
In saying that, he was like 60% in the last quarters.
Well, Damian Lee's still at 48%.
Yeah, there you go.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dropped 2% in a week.
And I mean, if you think about it, overall tonight, okay, so they shot from 3 tonight, 36.6%. Book was 6 for 12.
I'll take 36.
Yeah, I mean, Mikhail was 3 for 9. CP was 5 for 7. Now, the other guys that normally are hoping to get it from weren't there, but at the end of the day, you have to expect that there are going to be games where guys are hitting them. There will be games when guys aren't hitting them, right? The thing that we have to avoid are the games when nobody's hitting them, which has happened recently, but
in the last 2 weeks.
Just going to, again, be like the law of averages. You think about, I just alluded to Book shooting out of his slump, right? He had those, 3-4 games a few weeks back where it was like he couldn't miss. And then
before tonight, the last 2 weeks, he was horrible.
And then, exactly. Before he got hurt even, he was not shooting great. Comes back in that Clippers game. You think about where the team is at right now and how they adjust. In maybe last season, Book isn't just shooting himself out of that slump because that dude was not doing anything but shooting that game once he wasn't hitting. And that's fine because ultimately we don't need that win. We still got it, but let him fight through that and we see what he does tonight. So
shoot is shoot. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, gents. We'll roll into the next segment. Have you all got a piece of paper and a pen? Now, I have been told that for the audio listeners, this is a pretty bad segment, and I agree. So watch us on YouTube. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Because this segment is a hell of a lot of fun, especially when we have Boyd here who picks out someone in a fucking random corner.
That was the best ever.
That was the greatest moment in this fucking podcast history. I'm going to show it. I've tried to be nice once again because you guys have sucked really bad recently. Are you ready? I'm not playing it twice. So get it right.
Holy
Random
shit!
time.
Just go.
24.
Yes, that too.
Josh Okogi's 24.
Cam Johnson 26.
Are you ready? This is Dan. Is this your first time with Random Sons?
No, dude.
I'm leaving. I'm fuck this.
I killed it like twice. I've killed it like twice, dude. Come on now.
Let's see if you can go right now. Here we go. so 3 of these are really easy. If you don't get it, I'll be upset. Dan, who was the first one?
I don't know. That was not John Lure, was it?
No.
You've
Hammo?
had John Lure on there before.
Hammo?
Oh no, that's Zoran. Son
I
of a
didn't have
bitch.
anything for number 1.
Sorry.
That was fucking Jimmer for that.
Shut up!
Oh,
Hammo?
shit.
I said I didn't have anything, mate.
Justin?
Jimmer Fredette.
Boyd?
Yeah, it was a guy that fucked Book out of that. Was it a 50 burger or a 60?
It was 60, and then Book fucked himself at a 60 tonight by missing 5 fucking free throws.
Yes.
Apparently his dad's
was
taking to the
Jimmer.
gym.
It was Jimmer. Every day of the week. Who was number 2? Dan.
I have no idea, but I'm gonna guess Ronnie Price.
Now, I created this for the Aussies. Hammo, who was number 2?
I had down Eulis.
That is not how he was.
Justin.
That would have been my guess, but clearly not right. I have no idea who that was.
Boyd.
Ronnie Price crossed my mind, but he looks way too fucking young. And is it a younger looking Ish Smith?
Everyone's wrong. It was, and I created this for the Aussies. It was Bryce Cotton.
This Bryce Cotton.
Who the fuck is that?
Fucking 10-day contract guy. Yes.
You said 3 of these were easy.
Bryce Cotton has played in the NBL for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So tried to hook the Aussies up, and you all failed. Who was number 3, Dan?
Oh, that's TC.
Yeah, that was
the most beautiful man in the world, that some people would tell him to his face.
Hammo?
Yeah, Tom Chambers.
I told him he had fabulous
Justin.
hair. Jerk.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry.
Boyd.
Tom Chambers, the former
Mate, that is
single game point scorer in Suns history before Devin Booker.
And he could have passed him for the
Favorite
home record today too.
Boyd.
yeah, it's TC.
And
I was at
number
that game.
4, Dan.
I love saying that.
That's Eric Bledsoe, who apparently everybody wants back now.
Hammer.
I want out of here, Mr. Eric Bledsoe.
Justin.
I've blocked So Says Jay on Twitter, Eric Bledsoe.
Oh shit!
Dude, I was a huge Eric Bledsoe supporter too. I think it was a huge misunderstanding, but we'll never know because he's apparently in China now.
Chris Paul's going to block you pretty soon for saying his wash so many times on Twitter.
Whatever, dude. You know what? It's fine. If he does, it's still worth it. It's working.
Boyd.
It is.
Yes, of course it's fucking Eric. Yes, it is.
It was Eric Bledsoe. So, Dan, there was 3 easy ones, 1 hard one.
Yeah, I miss Jimmer.
I feel like Jimmer wasn't easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
more
it's
like
easy.
sad. I feel like these are mostly like they measure how sad you are in life more than how much you know the songs.
Is Jimmer right up there with Christian Laettner as one of the greatest college players of all time that did fuck all in the NBA?
No.
I don't know about that. No. He wasn't that good in college.
Wasn't he just a Utah fucking thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And then the Kings drafted him like 8 overall or some stupid shit like that.
Can we keep talking about Jimmer fucking Fredette for another 10, 15 minutes? Gavin, please.
Who names a kid Jimmer?
Is that really? I wonder. Is that his real name? Is that his real name though? Like
that is. I'm pretty sure that's his actual name.
His name, unless his name's like James, and they're like, we can't call him Jim. Let's call him Jimmer.
James.
Hey, I was right.
It was James. Yeah.
James Taft Jimmer Fredette.
Taft.
Taft is his middle name.
Taft. What in the actual fuck?
Wow.
His mother wanted to call him something unique and nicknamed him Jimmer. Sweet background to that. How'd you get your nickname? My mom gave it to me because she wanted me to be neat.
Cheers, Mum.
You know what, though? If you think about it,
Thanks,
that
Mom.
suits Jimmer Fredette perfectly. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's definitely how his nickname occurred. Someone didn't give that to him. His mom.
They-
Okay, so he
His
did.
mum
But
did. Yeah.
They needed. They're from Utah. They needed a hard R in there anyway.
hey, mom.
Hey, gents.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Who do you want to have a beer with this week, Dan?
Hold on, Daniel. That was genius.
Did you like that?
They're from Utah. They needed a hard R there. Is Coach Evan still in the chat because he can attest to it?
Dan,
I don't mean that
Dan,
about him. I mean that because he lives in Utah. Just to be
Yeah,
clear.
sure, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. it's just to be
Dan,
clear.
Dan, who do you want to have a
He
beer
fights
with
the
this
good
week?
fight.
I'd like to have a beer with him, but I'll hang up the beer for a nice glass of red with him. Mr. Devin Booker, man, because I know he likes his red wine. So, hey, man, toast to you, my friend. What a goddamn performance today. Jesus. Still mad. He fucking. Oh, man, he should have had 60.
Should have had 60.
Speaking of Jimmer.
Hey, we didn't bring it up, though. How cool was it? How cool was it that he shot that fucking long three?
Oh,
on the
dude,
buzzer?
I really wanted that to go in.
That would have been
that's
so
been so
good.
bad.
Oh, you
I
know
was
what
mad.
though? I mean, the way Book was going, he obviously missed that on purpose because he was just like, message sent. I could have made that, but I didn't because I'm classy.
I really wanted him to make it so I could then I could at KOC and be like, hey KOC, did you love that Devin Booker took that three? Fucking cornball.
Hammo, who do you want to have a beer with this week?
Brittany Griner.
Okay.
I just want to see what went down, how bad it actually was, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much been on my mind for a long time, wanting to know exactly what goes down on the inside, you know what I mean? And I don't know if she'd be open to talking about it, but I'd recommend one of these nice Sun Gazer fruity beers coming out of Melbourne. Natural mango flavour. Nice.
That's a good choice, Hammo. So here's the thing with Brittany Griner. I mean, nobody ever wants to wish anybody being in a fucking Russian prison for 10 months or however long she was. But let's just say this: she's gonna get a really nice book deal from somebody, and she's gonna make some good money because somebody's gonna give her a book deal.
There'll be a Netflix movie. There'll be everything.
Oh yeah, dude. Love it.
Totally.
Is she coming? Is she coming back to the WNBA? Is she making a comeback? Or?
It's a lock, man.
Yeah, she said she plans to play this season. She already said that.
Sweet.
Justin, who do you want to have a beer with?
Be fun if she come back as a drug tester, though.
Who do I want to have a beer with? It's a good question.
Me?
I don't really know. Dan. I'd love to have a beer with Dan. How about Josh Okogie? Why not? Just because. I don't know. I got nothing else. I'm tired. This has been really long. It's always really long.
Boyd, who do you want to have a beer with?
I should have done it last week as well, but Willie Green. And I want to ask if he condones that fuckery that Zion pulled with that 360 dunk. I should have done that last week, but yeah.
How about does he
and
condone
also,
the fuckery
I'd be
Zion
more
did
interested in Zion tripping fucking people.
Yeah. Well, after today's game, definitely. Like, how do you like them apples, Willie? And yeah.
Hey,
a
you
bit of
know
humble
what though?
pie.
Can I say something about Zion though, really quick? Sorry, not to sidetrack as I'm complaining about how long this is going.
Yes, you can.
Like, there are certain players in the NBA that are douchebags, like, I don't know, Steph Curry.
Jose Alvarado.
Honestly, I think Zion's just kind of like dude, like Tommy Boy, like he's a big dumb animal, folks. Like, dude, he just I don't think he meant anything malicious by the dunk. I honestly think when he did that shit with Chris Paul, he's just a fucking idiot and just kind of did that. Like, I don't think he's trying to do dumb shit. Like, he doesn't come across as a malicious type of guy to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like he's not Grayson Allen.
Right, exactly. Like when he did that dunk, I don't think he was going down there going, "Oh, fuck the Suns, watch this. I'm going to do this." I think he was like, "This is going to be sweet." And it was,
This is
right?
gonna
That
be
was a
cool,
sweet
yeah.
dunk at the end of the day. When
Ball going. Oh,
he
no.
lost that ball tonight, I think he was like, "Oh shit, that's why I never go right. I'm an idiot." And he just went, "Oh, I grabbed like you react sometimes, right?" I don't think he's that type of dude. So
Yeah,
douchey
it's a good
as he
point.
is, I don't think he's an intentional douche. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
look,
think he's
after
truly just trying to have fun.
Accidental
thinking
douche.
about it a bit there, Justin, I agree, but it's way too soon. Let's for the next week or so, let's just hammer him a bit, please.
Fair.
Cool.
My mistake.
Also, why does nobody make him go fucking right, dude? Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Like,
Oh my God!
The whole night tonight, I'm
did
going.
you guys
Make him go right.
were you
They were
guys
shading
watching our
him to
local
go left.
broadcast? Were you guys
Yes.
watching our local broadcast? Like EJ was like, he's gonna go left. He's going left. He's gonna go left. You make him go right. And then like the one time he
The
does
one
that crossover,
time,
and it's like, there you go.
So
He was like, "Told you."
on that note, I want to have a beer this week with EJ. EJ's fucking awesome. He gets on, he does the broadcast, does a great job, but then he gets on Twitter and just fucking absolutely staunchly protects the fucking Phoenix Suns franchise.
Yeah.
Non-stop, every
That
day
dude
of the
loves
week.
the Suns.
Anyone mouths off, fucking EJ stands up and goes, you know what? This is why, if you don't like it, I'll fucking fight you.
You know what's
And
funny
he
about
will.
that?
He
Oh,
will.
he will. Yeah, he will. You know what's funny about EJ is the Suns traded him, right? And it was kind of one of those things where like he probably should have been butthurt that he got traded by them, but he's been like a fucking he's been banging the Suns drum. I mean, all the fucking time. You know who I would love?
It's fucking awesome.
You know who I'd love to take for some people to take pointers? Fucking Sean Marion. I would love for him to take some pointers from EJ. Just saying.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I had lunch with EJ after his charity golf tournament last year. Me and Bloom, that dude's a trip. Like the intensity level that he portrays online and through his broadcasting is tempered quite a bit. He's a dude. He's a dude. He's a dude.
So, EJ, when we're back, and it won't be far away, when we're back, please, dude, come have a beer with us at Marley's. I'd fucking love to have a beer
Just
with
seeing
EJ.
Wild out, start going full Sam Jackson. I'm sick of motherfucking tired of these motherfucking Lakers fans.
I would love to have a beer with EJ. All right, gents.
Time for the flog of the week, and trust me, they are ugly, very unattractive. Google their face when you're done here.
Who's your flog of the week? Dan.
God damn it. I knew you were going to ask me to go first. Ask me something easier.
It's hard this week.
Justin.
Wow. Dan doesn't have any anger towards anybody right now.
Oh no, I have anger towards a lot of people. I'm trying to find the right one.
No, okay, my bad. Sorry.
I
should have seen that coming. I guess my bad.
Let him stew. Justin,
you know what?
Who's your flog of the week?
It's the holiday season. The Suns had a great win today. I have no flog.
How fucking dare you?
I dare.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Flog. I am my own flog for not having a flog. How about that?
Hammo.
Self-flogger. I just, in general, the mainstream retail markets over here, I went shopping today for some Christmas gifts, and shops that aren't even sports related have got Suns gear. And it's just like, what the fuck?
That's in Australia, man, that's a good thing.
Yeah, but you weren't there for the bad years. Don't come in for the good ones.
I don't care. As long as I can buy Sunski, I don't care. All right, Dan. Here we go.
I'm gonna give my flog of the week to just the NBA media in general. I was gonna give it to KOC, but good lord, man, like these fucking guys that are and shout out to Charles Barkley who fucking like was like, why do we keep talking about the Lakers? Like who we have Jesus, we have not. He's like we don't. He's like we constantly talk about the Lakers. He's like it's a conspiracy theory. Like what the fuck is going on? Like, and it's true. Like why are the Lakers getting so much coverage? You know, I get it. And everybody's like, oh my God, the Lakers with fucking Kendrick Perkins. Oh, AD, carry the fuck on. Dude, fuck off, dude. Like you're an idiot. Like stop. Like you choose a flavor of the month, dude. It's not fucking Baskin Robbins, dude. You don't get to fucking choose a new flavor every fucking time you go to the fucking store. Jesus Christ. Pick someone and hitch your wagon to them. Or not, whatever.
Well, it's ESPN, man. Clickbait.
Jesus, dude. So, and can we? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. My flog of the week is going to the NBA show on ESPN. Because how many times have people talked about how corny the Suns are for the workout videos, and look at this team over here, they're a bunch of tryhards. Have you guys seen how like everybody's like, oh, this little dance that the Grizzlies do out of the tunnel is awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But that's not fucking. That's not corny. That's not
corny.
It's Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, motherfucker.
Double standard.
So I'm going to go a little bit controversial for my my honorable mention. Sorry. What the fuck? So I love JJ Redick. I'm a huge fan.
I like him too.
But he spent this week fucking pushing the Zion Williamson MVP fucking thing, or MVP fucking vote, whatever, based on the fact that the Pelicans were the number one team in the West. Zion was playing well, blah, blah. But last year, when fucking Devin Booker did the same shit, he wasn't the fucking great. He wasn't an MVP candidate. JJ, seriously, balance shit. But he's not even my flog of the week. My flog of the week goes to Tanner Knox on Twitter. Tanner, you and I had some fun last week. Well, I had fun. I don't know whether you did. About the fact that all you do is post negative shit on everybody else's comments. Gerald Bourget, Flex, fucking Kellen Olsen, Dwayne Rankin. You're on there talking about how fucking James Jones is a fucking spud. We need to move on. Monty Williams can't coach. Blah, 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 blah. I called you out and said, motherfucker, why do you not post when we win? When we're winning, you post nothing. But when we're losing, you will fucking post on Twitter 42 times and a half. Hey, Tanner, do you know what happened today? In the first half, you posted 14 times on Twitter. In the second half, you did not post at all. Why didn't you post at all in the second half, you fucking coward? Because the Suns won. Shut the fuck up. You, and honestly, you're the fucking model for these morons that sit there and post shit all the fucking time when we're losing. But then don't say fuck all when we're winning. So all I've got to say is post when you're winning and when you're losing Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
To use a line from in one of my favorite movies of all time, some men just like to watch the world burn.
Agreed.
It's weird, I know, but it is what it is.
Some have to piss into the wind to find out.
And the fun part was that he was posting in the first half to Gerald Bourget and a couple of others, and basically went, "You're too scared to call the Suns out because it'll hurt your hip pocket." And
yeah, well,
I posted to him in the second half and went, "Fuck, you were quiet in the second half," and the motherfucker did not answer at all.
I mean, to be fair, Gerald does suck. So, I got real quiet when I said that. Sorry, guys.
Honestly, though, if you're going to be a Suns fan, post it in the good and the bad. Otherwise, your credibility sucks.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Dan, where can we find you? Last comments. Thank you so much for fucking jumping on.
Oh man, this has been a blast. Thank you guys for having me.
We had so much fun. 2 hours.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's
2 hours.
It was cool.
2 hours, man. Man, I'm at Dan Duarte1 on Twitter. Follow the Coast to Coast podcast. Me and Flex are gonna go back on it. He's, people keep. I've gotten DMs, tweets. We'll probably record an episode this week. Flex had major back surgery, so I've kind of been letting him heal. He's still on Twitter, and posts on there. But back surgery, man, it's kind of a serious thing. So I haven't really been pushing him to record. But he's been, we've been in contact. He's been texting me back and forth. We were texting today during the game. So we'll probably put out an episode later on this week. So appreciate you guys being loyal and hanging tight and checking in on him and on us and the podcast. So
love it, mate. Thank you for jumping on. Justin, when's the next Fanning the Flames? Is Paul awake or?
Never, ever again. This was the last of my podcasting energy. I think I'm completely spent. At So Says Jay.
You're retiring. You're retiring as well.
Farewell. Although I am thinking about asking Dave King if I can take over his live stream of Solar Panel and chronicle my adventures in New York in a couple of weeks. That could also help people find me if I get lost.
Yeah, so Justin's retirement from podcasting is probably going to last as long as my retirement from gambling. So,
Hammo, last comments.
I don't know what that means.
No, that's Hammo on Twitter. You can find us on the Aussie Suns fans Facebook page and the podcast Facebook page, the YouTube page. We got some pretty cool information in terms of what our podcast's been doing back from Spotify last week. So really
that's pretty cool. They do that, huh? That was cool. I got one of those too.
Cool,
that was
man.
so cool.
It was very cool. And all the best to Flex, man. Get better.
What do they do? I didn't get one.
I'll send it
Basically,
to you.
it tells you all your stats and stuff. How many new
I don't
listeners.
think I want to see
all
it.
that.
But
Guys, thank you for joining us. We had a blast. We had fucking all the Phoenix Suns podcast royalty here tonight. It was good fun, especially after a fucking 24-point comeback against the Pelicans, our new rivals. I just wanted
fuck out of here.
I just wanted to make Justin jump.
I'm never doing this podcast again. Ever. Done. It's over. Cut it. End it.
It was great fun. We'll see you after Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Christmas much bigger here than
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
All that sort of stuff. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Great fun. We had a ball. We'll see you next week.
Keep the change.
Ball gets in. Another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.